Right now at 10, the La Crosse man accused of beating a person with a bike takes a plea deal.
And a poultry processor going belly up has gutted farmers across the region.
Plus, a Halloween treat for NICU babies over at Gunderson.
We're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown. Today, prosecutors called their final witness in the Adam Fravel murder trial. A Winona PD investigator testified about surveillance footage and maps. It showed Fravel's route to the day Madeline Kingsbury vanished. Fravel was allegedly spotted south on Highway 43, then heading towards Winona. Investigators believe this is when Fravel disposed of Kingsbury's body. The investigator did admit they didn't find any more footage, leaving a 45-minute timeline gap.
One person is dead after a crash in the town of Campbell. It happened today on Hinckley Road and Lakeshore Drive. State Patrol says the driver went through the intersection and landed in a marshy area. The driver was ejected from the vehicle and killed. The crash remains under investigation.
A La Crosse man accused in a violent beating has taken a plea deal. 19-year-old Javon Long pled no contest to misdemeanor battery and disorderly conduct charges. A felony count of first-degree recklessly endangering safety has been dismissed. Long was caught on video beating a victim at one point with a bike on Gold Street in La Crosse in 2023. Court has ordered him to pay restitution and do 100 hours of community service.
Well, the precipitation has come to an end. The winds are starting to decrease, but you're probably still seeing some breezy conditions out there. But throughout the night, they will begin to drop off. And some clearing skies, you're going to wake up with temperatures more into the 30s and 20s. We could have a little bit of fog out there or low clouds, but the winds will be much less as we begin out. So planning out, we'll get back up to about 43 for La Crosse. And notice a big difference will be the winds. We won't have much of a wind tomorrow compared to what we had today, although it will be more seasonable conditions at both locations, dropping down to 30. A little bit of fog or low clouds potentially out there in the morning. We'll get back up to 42 and winds turning around to the southeast. Precipitation, though, this was from Wednesday and Wednesday night. We definitely had quite a bit to the south that came through La Crosse, 2 to 3 inches particularly. And as we go into southern Wisconsin, now as we go to today, not a lot of precipitation out there, more centered to the north, but overall amounts were fairly light, and some of that was snow as you get closer to the Twin Cities, mostly a tenth to maybe a quarter, with some areas further north towards Ladysmith up to a half. So overall, quite a bit of precipitation. There's your visibility right now. Radar is quiet as I spoke. Coming up, we have another round of rain coming. Now, it will impact some of your weekend plans. We'll time out how much we'll get and what the temperatures look like going beyond a bit later in the broadcast.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Poultry farmers in western Wisconsin are fighting for survival. This month, Pure Prairie Poultry, a Minnesota-based processor, stopped honoring contracts with farmers who were raising chickens for them. The executives at that company dissolved the company just a few weeks ago, and farmers and local lawmakers are now scrambling. The poultry farmers left high and dry by Pure Prairie Poultry's closure are contract growers. They provide the barns and labor.
The poultry place owned the chickens too and provided a feed, but all of a sudden when the bankruptcy came, no feed came, and all of a sudden they had a lot of chickens to deal with and really nothing to compensate for them.
Pure Prairie contracted with farmers in Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Iowa. When they went under, farmers went into the red to try and buy their own feed, and in the meantime, reached out to representatives like Derek Van Orden.
Our farmers care so much about what they're doing and what they're raising and how they're raising it, and stepping out, not just out of their comfort zone, and putting themselves close to bankruptcy to make sure that these animals are treated humanely.
Those farmers now have empty barns and crushing debt. And both lawmakers and the Farm Bureau want to see those farmers' finances made whole.
A lot of these guys are out hundreds of thousands of dollars, and these are family farms, and there is not that much skin in the game with farming to be able to take that kind of loss.
Wisconsin law didn't allow the state to assume control of the situation, but current lawmakers say there is a way to provide farmers some insurance.
Dairy, vegetable and grain farmers have the ability to access an indemnity fund for their losses. Probably due to an oversight years ago when the statute was drafted, poultry farmers aren't included. So that's an obvious pretty straightforward legislative change that we could make.
18 months ago, the USDA awarded Pure Prairie close to $50 million in taxpayer money to reopen an Iowa plant. Van Orden is now demanding answers from both the company and the USDA.
We don't know who decided that it would be a great idea to give this company that was not doing that well almost $50 million, and then they just walked away. So a lot of questions have to be answered. People are going to be held accountable.
Later in November, I'll continue the discussion with one of our western Wisconsin farmers blindsided by that closure, the difficult choices she faced, and how the spirit of community lent a crucial helping hand.
Alaska school superintendent is leaving. Todd Antony's last day is tomorrow. He held the job for 4 years. Antony was also principal at Irving Perch Elementary School. A spokesperson for the district tells News 8 the superintendent's resignation is a personal decision. The school district says Janet Rosetter, the director of finance and business services, will fill the vacancy temporarily.
Some special teachers were honored today. Winona Middle and Senior High School hosted its annual Teacher of the Year ceremonies. Sarah Dixon teaches history and government classes. Liza Hall is an English language teacher who says it's exciting to represent the school.
I work with so many amazing teachers in the Winona Education Association, and so to be honored and represent them is very meaningful to me.
Hall was also a Title III coordinator. Dixon also coaches the Knowledge Bowl team.
Well, some little ones got into the trick-or-treat spirit today. Babies at Gunderson Hospital showed off their Halloween costumes made for them by an NICU nurse. The nurse in charge hoped to give families a sense of normalcy while at the hospital.
It's amazing, and I just love watching their smiles, because I know this is not easy having their baby here, and sometimes babies are here for months at a time. So if I can do something just to make it a little easier for them, it makes me happy.
Some of the featured costumes were a peacock, a frog, and some characters from The Wizard of Oz.
A local elementary school is raising money with a fun run. Spence Elementary School hosted an annual event today as a way to celebrate community and fund a few items for the school year. This year, the goal is to raise $15,000, which will be used for classroom supplies, field trips, and maintaining the school garden.
It's great to have an opportunity to be all together as a whole community. We have parents come out, we have the kids, the teachers. It's just a great opportunity to get together and celebrate just our community of Spence.
If the goal's reached, students will be able to vote for a teacher to go in a dunk tank. Additionally, each milestone will provide some special themed rewards for students. The final countdown.
Presidential candidates make their last stops in key swing states before the election.
Life's busy. Off is not an option. You need to be on. On time, on the go, on the call, or just ready to play on. Life's waiting. Power on with Batteries Plus. Visit one of over 700 locations today.
I'm Rebecca Cook, and like most folks in Wisconsin, I'm somewhere in the middle.
Oh, please. Don't be fooled by Rebecca Cook. She made her living trying to elect Democrat extremists. Cook proudly supported radicals who want to defund police, end cash bail, and throw open the border. No wonder extremists like AOC are spending big bucks to elect liberals like Cook. Rebecca Cook, just another liberal trying to fool you. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Sunday, November 3rd is the day we've all been waiting for. It's Buzzy's annual 12-hour sale. Get the best deals of the year for 12 hours only from 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. Furniture pricing is drastically reduced with over 50% off select products. Get a free adjustable base upgrade with select mattress purchases. Receive a $300 gift, interest-free financing, plus free delivery with Tempur-Pedic purchases, sleep experts on staff, door prizes, and so much more. Don't miss out. One day only at Buzzy's Home Furnishing.
Politics these days stinks. Too much hot air, and you know what else. But I'm no stranger to putting in a hard day's work and getting the job done. I have a history of bipartisan accomplishments. It's a hard job, but I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty. I can reach across the aisle and pass good bills just as easily as I can walk across the barnyard with my shovel. So whether it's doing chores on the farm or passing bills in Madison, I'm Steve Doyle, and I'm ready to get back to work for you.
Batteries Plus has the national scale for all your power needs and a dedicated expert for the local support you want. Power on with Batteries Plus Business.
Former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris are making their last pitch to voters.
CBS News correspondent Christian Benavidez is in Alpharetta, Georgia, a state where early voting is soon wrapping up after a large turnout.
The presidential candidates headed west to make their final campaign pushes ahead of Tuesday's election. Former President Donald Trump rallied near Las Vegas Thursday night.
We're going to have America that's bigger, better, bolder, richer, safer, and stronger than ever before.
In Phoenix, Arizona,
Are we ready to win?
Vice President Kamala Harris called out remarks Trump made last night in Wisconsin about women.
I'm going to do it whether the women like it or not. I'm going to protect them. I'm going to protect them from migrants coming in. I'm going to protect them from foreign countries that want to hit us with missiles and lots of other things.
He simply does not respect the freedom of women or the intelligence of women to know what's in their own best interest and make decisions accordingly. But we trust women.
Vice President Harris narrowly trails former President Trump in Arizona, where she's been hammered on immigration and inflation. With Election Day looming, more than 63 million Americans have voted, either in person or by mail. Georgia's Secretary of State says at least 3.6 million residents, or half of active voters in the state, have already cast their ballots in early voting, which ends on Friday.
Georgia voters are smashing through every voting record.
Georgia went to President Biden in 2020 by fewer than 12,000 votes. Christian Benavidez, CBS News, Alpharetta, Georgia.
A new Associated Press NORC poll finds that about 7 in 10 Americans said they feel anxious or frustrated about the 2024 presidential campaign.
For the first time in almost a year, North Korea launched a new and more powerful missile that could potentially reach the U.S. mainland.
Officials say the intercontinental ballistic missile was fired almost vertically, traveling upward for 86 minutes, reaching a height of more than 4,300 miles before falling into the sea.
That would be North Korea's longest flight time and highest altitude ever. The test came just days after the U.S. confirmed Pyongyang deployed soldiers to Russia to likely join Russia's war against Ukraine.
We now assess that there are some 10,000 North Korean soldiers in total in Russia. They fully intend to use these forces in frontline operations.
The U.S. and South Korea have called on North Korea to withdraw its troops from Russia as tensions escalate in the region. A South Korean military official said the launch may have been timed to the U.S. election in an attempt to strengthen North Korea's future bargaining power.
Still ahead tonight, happy Halloween.
A look at the streets of La Crosse on this chilly Halloween night.
We have some dry periods coming up, but we do have more rain on the way. We'll break down when to expect it this weekend, how much we'll get, and what the temperatures look like going in through next week. That all coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
It's the big 3-day sale at Home Furniture. Everything is on sale. This queen bedroom suite is now $11.69, and this dining set is just $8.99. Get your choice of an extra 10% off sale prices or pay no interest for 3 years. The big 3-day sale, now at Home Furniture.
Are record high energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today.
Let's talk about Rebecca Cook. She's a political operative. She's worked for Defund the Police radicals across this country.
Cook spent millions getting Mandela Barnes elected.
the most anti-law enforcement candidate in Wisconsin's history.
You remember Barnes, the guy who said reducing prison populations was sexy?
Defund the police radicals, make it harder for us to keep you safe.
That's why we can't support Rebecca Cook, because she'll never support us.
Derek Van Orden, and I approve this message.
Think you know Steve Doyle? Think again. Doyle refused to protect our daughters, forcing them to share bathrooms and locker rooms with biological boys, and voted to force girls to compete against boys in sports. Doyle believes dangerous puberty-blocking drugs should be given to minors, and gender reassignment surgeries performed on children. Keep kids safe? Steve Doyle says no. Ryan Hipsch, focused on what matters, helping families with rising costs and protecting our children. It's just common sense. Ryan Hipsch for Assembly.
California banker Eric Hovde has a plan that helps him and hurts you.
Here's the math. Hovde proposed $4 trillion in new tax cuts for rich people like him.
And we pay for Hovde's tax breaks with a 28% cut to Social Security and a 25% cut to Medicare.
Hovde even said he would raise the retirement age.
You have to start changing the retirement age.
Eric Hovde, still helping himself and hurting you.
Win Senate is responsible for the content of this ad.
Sleep your best sleep on a Beautyrest Black mattress from Home Sleep Express. And right now, pay no interest for 5 years. Plus, get free white glove delivery and a 120-night guarantee. Beautyrest Black mattresses at Home Sleep Express.
Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
Took to the streets of La Crosse today for the celebrations. Chilly conditions sure weren't slowing down the trick-or-treaters. Not even this spooky ghost could keep Bowser, this tiger, or a couple of minions from going door to door. There's Tigger. Some trick-or-treating to house decorations. Everything's in full swing in La Crosse, and it was all a treat for all those who participated.
Well, I said it earlier today, the weather delivered. It was ideal Halloween weather, I felt like. It was gloomy, a little chilly, a good gust of wind, the leaves were blowing. This morning it was about 70s. No, too cold today?
A little too cold for me.
It's not that far from average. Now, it could be worse in Minneapolis. Some of those areas picked up 1 to 2 inches of snow. Even further north, they had more of the snow, too, come down. So we were kind of stayed on the warm side of the system. A little bit of snow at Ladysmith, Rusk County, and some of those areas. But these are the temperatures we should be seeing, and we're going to see that tomorrow with the 40s near 50. Now, we are going to actually get mild as we go throughout the weekend, so we're going to be above average once again, which has been a theme pretty much through October. This system begins to pull to the north. You can see it kind of wrapping around, but it's beginning to weaken. Cloud cover is beginning to push away. We have another system right here in the Intermountain West that's going to push east, but that's just some cloud cover. It'll weaken too. Our system we're watching for late week and early next week are still coming ashore, so it's still got quite a bit of time. So we do have a dry stretch. We might have a little bit of fog out there, low clouds, could be dense at times. Quiet but less wind. That'll be the big story on Friday is the wind, especially compared to today's wind. Saturday we get a little bit more milder. The wind turns around to the south, so some areas might get up to 60, which will be above average, about 10 degrees. We do have showers arriving Saturday night, and it does look multiple waves are going to come through Saturday night through next Tuesday, so it does look wet. Could be significant amounts of precipitation once again. As you look at the fog, we're going to start seeing a lot of this area start to develop potentially low clouds or fog given the moisture, especially if we clear out in some of these areas. You could see visibility drop between 5 and 8 a.m. down to maybe a half in some localized areas. Otherwise, cloud cover will persist. You can see, given this time of year that the sun rises a little bit later, it may take up to like 10 to 11 to see a lot of this clear out. So something to keep in mind for the morning commute and through the mid-morning. You might be dealing with some fog or low visibility. As you can see, 8 a.m., there's still some areas that are 0 or 1 mile. Eventually by noon, we should start seeing improvement. Temperature is pretty seasonal for the first day of November. Upper 40s to the north, low 50s, light winds, some cloud cover. Saturday, as I mentioned, we're going to start off a little bit warmer at night with a little bit more clouds, so 30s. And then as we go throughout the day, we're going to see temperatures climb back up to near 60, so above average with a light south wind, some clouds starting to move in, but remaining dry, so that's a good thing. The first half of the weekend is dry, but that's going to quickly change. That system out to the west, we're going to see several waves, especially a warm front pull north by the time we get to Sunday, so we're going to see a lot of rain going on Sunday, Monday, and eventually through Tuesday, we might get another cold front that'll push east. So it's going to be a long duration rain event with multiple waves, and that means significant amounts of precipitation precipitation, if I could say it right. We could pick up 2 to 3 inches potentially to the south. Everywhere probably will see another 1 inch at least, but there could be some areas, especially southwest Wisconsin, northeast Iowa, that already saw 2 to 3 inches, could see another 2 to 3 over several days. This will occur too. And given that the drought indication, now this drought monitor does not take into account the precipitation we saw today, but we should see some improvement, but we're still a little bit below average if you go back to the 1st of September or even beyond. So I think we're going to be caught up by the time we get done middle of next week. We look to dry out for the second half of next week. Otherwise, it's going to be a wet stretch from Saturday night through Tuesday right now. The good news, it's all warm, so we don't expect any snow anywhere in the region with that system.
Good, because that freezing rain today kind of felt like I don't want snow for like 20 days.
We did have snow last year. It showed up on my time hop.
Yes.
Did it really?
Yeah, we did have snow. We had flurries last year.
Oh, my Lord.
But
it's that time of the year. We're in November now.
Anything goes, right?
I guess so. Coming up next in sports, spooky semis. Area volleyball teams looking for a spot in the sectional finals. Find out which teams are just one win away from punching that ticket to state. Jacob is next.
News 8 Now Sports is brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin, with 6 locations of fun.
I've been with U.S. Cellular for 27 years. When they asked me to talk to you about their special customer event, Us Days, I said, I gotta get in shape. Us Days means exclusive deals just for us customers.
Us Days is back at U.S. Cellular.
I'm Rebecca Cook, and like most folks in Wisconsin, I'm somewhere in the middle.
Oh, please. Don't be fooled by Rebecca Cook. She made her living trying to elect Democrat extremists. Cook proudly supported radicals who want to defund police, end cash bail, and throw open the border. No wonder extremists like AOC are spending big bucks to elect liberals like Cook. Rebecca Cook, just another liberal trying to fool you. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Donald Trump has always wanted unchecked power.
I have the right to do whatever I want as president.
And with Project 2025, he'll get it. No guardrails. This time, he will eliminate protections for pre-existing conditions, and he'll cut Social Security and Medicare to give more tax cuts to billionaires. Donald Trump is more unhinged and unstable than ever. If we give him total power, he'll put everything at risk.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Derek Van Orden's in trouble, and the special interests are bailing him out. Just look at who's paying for all these ads. Big banks, insurance companies, drug companies. Because Washington insiders want to restrict healthcare access and let insurers deny people with pre-existing conditions. Millions would lose coverage. Wisconsin's fed up with Van Orden and Washington insiders. We want leaders who will fight for us.
I'm Rebecca Cook, and I approve this message.
Look, here's a phone company who wants us to use our phones less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way. Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us. It's a free ride. But I already paid.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports.
Probably the volleyball game in Wisconsin tonight here in La Crosse. Number 1 ranked Aquinas, number 3 ranked Cuba City. Let's find out who will be one game from state. Blue Gold is hoping to dress up as sectional final participants for Halloween. Set 1 action, Aquinas out of system. Sammy Davis sends one to the back, and Addie Ford puts it in a good spot. Home side up 2. Lots of great defense on display in this one. Davis picks up the bone-chilling block, then Zoe Eminis skies for the put-down. Spooktacular skills on display. Very tight first set. Cuba City not intimidated by the top team in D3. Summer Rogers hops on the broomstick and skies for the rejection. Cuba City takes the first set. This one goes all the way to 5 games. Blue Gold were down 11-8 in the game, but they come back and get the win 15-13. They'll play Laconia Saturday in Richland Center. Ithaca hosting Royal in the sectional semis. Panthers starting off strong. Bria Gruen powers one down the line, getting the scoring started in the match. Royal was ready for the task at hand tonight. Liza Kruger goes airborne for the kill to make it 9-1 visitors. Ithaca needing to pick up the defense, and that'll do. Bailey Wanless sends it back where it came from, but the Panthers look poised to avenge their sectional final loss from last year. Royal wins in a sweep. They'll face Columbus Catholic Saturday with a trip to state up for grabs. Elsewhere tonight, the Holman Vikings go on the road and take down Madison Memorial in straight sets. Hillsborough falls in a 5-set thriller against Mineral Point, and Cochrane Fountain City scores the upset against top-seeded Loyal. In Minnesota, Mabel Canton keeps rolling, winning in 4 sets. Cotter again victorious over Caledonia. Both will play Saturday in their respective section championships. And our lone boys soccer team left. Aquinas goes on the road and takes down Columbus Catholic. They'll play Northland Pines Saturday at 1 in Arcadia. Manny Putz is one of the best cross-country runners in the nation, and he'll be going for his 3rd straight state title this weekend. News 8 Sports' Kate Overton sat down with the reigning 2-time champ to find out just what makes him so fast.
Favorite lane to start in, track or cross-country?
Lane 1.
5K or 10K?
5K. Haven't done a 10K yet, and I'm terrified to do that.
Favorite part about running?
Ooh, new friends and cool bright shoes.
Only 6 boys have won 3 cross-country state titles. Manny Putz looks to become just the 7th.
To win it again my senior year, it just showed that I'm consistent in my training, that I have a drive to keep wanting to win, and, you know, I'm staying on this track of just being where I need to be.
Before he was a runner, Manny was just a kid, playing games throughout the neighborhood with his friends.
I just ran a lot, simply playing games like that. And, you know, I was never the fastest, so I never, caught anyone right away, but I could just keep running at them.
And the rest was history. He started running competitively in 5th grade, winning national meets, setting records. Putz was doing it all.
I really took it serious in 6th grade when I found out AAU, and that's when I went to nationals for it, and then I was like, this is my thing, so that's when I really took it seriously.
Now, as a senior, Manny is a role model to kids across the state, runners going out of their way to congratulate him after a long race.
When you walk away from Manny, you always feel better than when you first started talking to him.
Darren Shepherdson has coached Manny since his freshman year. He's always seen the natural talent, but says it's his work ethic that takes him above and beyond.
I see, Manny in the classroom and what he does in practice. It's an extension of actually who he is. Manny really works hard.
And Manny has worked hard for this moment. He's calm, he's locked in, and he's ready to earn state title number 3.
I don't want to burn out myself in the first 1,000 just because I think I'm that confident. But yeah, I am feeling pretty strong, and I got a goal, and I'm excited to see if I can get that goal.
Find out if Manny can join some elite company this Saturday right here on News 8. That's sports. More news after this.
At Ashley, it's not just Black Friday. It's the Ashley stain-resistant fabric, where have you been all my life Black Friday event. But don't wait. It's also the Ashley you can save up to $1,000 store-wide Black Friday event.
Improving your home, improving your life with new windows. If you are tired of old windows that don't open or close properly, that are drafty and cold, that are rotting and falling apart, your life can be better. Enjoy comfort, convenience, and peace of mind with new windows. Feel good when your home looks great inside and out. Call or visit the board store for a prompt free estimate. Get more for less today and every day. The Board Store, 524 Copeland, La Crosse.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Eric Hovde owns a $3 billion California bank. That's right, he owns it.
And a $7 million mansion on the beach.
Eric Hovde proposed $4 trillion in new tax breaks for rich guys just like him.
And to pay for it, Hovde would cut Social Security by 28%.
Slash Medicare 25%.
And veterans benefits
40%. Outrageous. Now we know what's wrong with their company. This guy is not for us.
I, Kamala J.D. Harris, do solemnly swear.
Kamala swore an oath, but Kamala created crisis after crisis. Our troops murdered, an open border, crime in our streets, skyrocketing costs, assassination attempts, Americans abandoned during disasters, and we're on the brink of World War III. A broken oath and a broken America. Kamala can't be trusted in the Oval Office. Vote for President Trump and save America. Make America Great Again, Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Politics these days stinks. Too much hot air, and you know what else. But I'm no stranger to putting in a hard day's work and getting the job done. I have a history of bipartisan accomplishments. It's a hard job, but I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty. I can reach across the aisle and pass good bills just as easily as I can walk across the barnyard with my shovel. So whether it's doing chores on the farm or passing bills in Madison, I'm Steve Doyle, and I'm ready to get back to work for you.
At Ashley, it's not just Black Friday. It's the Ashley Mommy Needs This More Than Anything Else in the World Black Friday event. But don't wait, because it's also the Ashley You Can Get 0% Interest for 72 Months Black Friday event.
Dinosaurs, cows, astronauts, and all sorts of inflatable costumes hitting the tracks today.
That's right. The inflatable costume race was run outside of
I'm pretending to be the dinosaur. It was run outside Gunderson so that patients could watch from their rooms. There you go. Take it the rest of the way.
The team wanted to spread some fun to those who can't make it to Halloween festivities.
And the race was a relay format that involved running, some jumping jacks, and other physical activities.
Oh, look at that sumo wrestler in that wind running. I'm sorry.
There
that
was
just
some
too
wind.
Funny. And we have some random baby booties.
I don't know what Olive's got here. It could have been something totally not cool.
Yeah. Happy Halloween, everyone.
Yeah.
I hope everyone has had a wonderful night.
A couple of tricks and a couple of treats here on News 8 Now at 10.
Lots of laughs. Okay, Greg will have one final look at your Halloween forecast when we come back.
It's Hy-Vee's 3-day weekend sale. Tombstone and select DiGiorno or Jack's Pizza, just $2.99. Hy-Vee diced tomatoes or sauce, 49 cents. Pork shoulder roast, $1.48 a pound. And more, in-store and online. Friday through Sunday at Hy-Vee.
Kamala backed Biden on everything. She supported his disastrous economic agenda, higher taxes on the middle class. Kamala backed his open border policies, and their weakness invited wars. President Trump fights for you. His strength kept us safe. Trump cut taxes for families. Prices were lower, and the border secure. But Kamala wants to double down on failure. Kamala broke it. President Trump will fix it.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we're the cold weather experts, offering unbeatable deals on the gear and supplies you need to get ready for winter. Like these Best Air furnace filters, just $7.99. Trico wiper blades are on sale. Buy one, get one half price. Get $120 instant savings when you buy 4 Goodyear tires. Rewards members save an extra $50 and get up to $100 in additional savings by consumer rebate. Plus, check out unbeatable toy deals in Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Toyland, now open.
Are record high energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today.
It's here, the Veterans Day sale at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. With store-wide sale prices, special financing, and free gas. Plus, veterans and active military families get an additional gift from Drury's. Only at Drury's will you find beautifully tailored sofas and chairs, handcrafted bedrooms and dining rooms, a huge selection of premium leather, and the designers to help you put it all together. Sale prices, special financing, and even free gas. The Veterans Day sale, happening now at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota.
With Chevy trucks, be ready for adventure. With power you can count on. Capability that doesn't compromise. A hard-working EV with more range than any competitor. And the potential to take you anywhere.
Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or get $5,750 total value on this Silverado. Visit HometownChevy.com.
It's Hy-Vee's 3-day weekend sale. Tombstone and select DiGiorno or Jack's Pizza, just $2.99. Hy-Vee diced tomatoes or sauce, 49 cents. Pork shoulder roast, $1.48 a pound. And more, in-store and online. Friday through Sunday at Hy-Vee.
All right, it's a foggy start. Otherwise, pretty typical temperatures we're going to expect for the first day of November. The big story is going to be the lighter winds that we've had for Thursday. Otherwise, Saturday looks fine, but then Sunday through Tuesday is wet. Although we get mild on Monday, we're going to see another round of potentially some more significant rain and then finally dry out as you guys are having your costume.
Happy Halloween, everybody.